Hey, what's up, gamers? I just finished stream, actually. So I figured I'd have a little something something for tomorrow's video. And since today, as of about an hour ago, the last vote for Choose Your Legend 6 has gone live. So I thought, you know, I'd just I'd record it as kind of a final cathartic action and talk a little bit about this whole weird thing that happened. Because I've seen people say that I have led the Awakening Tiki charge, or I'm the face of the campaign or something along those lines, and I don't think that's the case. Personally, I don't think that that's the case. I think that I'm just kind of I'm a conduit, is probably how I would describe it. I think a lot of people want Awakening Tiki to win. And I'm channeling the voice of the people, kind of, obviously. I'm not so ego struck that I would believe that I could get a single character to win Choose Your Legends. If that is the case, the final results aren't obviously out yet, but with the preliminaries, obviously, she was in first, which is pretty hype. But I don't think me voicing support for Awakening Tiki did all that much. I think it maybe just seems that way. But either way, if that's what people want to think, then I'm fine with that. And the reason mostly is that the voters for Awakening Tiki have been so chill about everything. I remember we were talking on stream a little bit, which is mostly what prompted this video, actually. I remember covering Choose Your Legends last year and how bad it got. I'm not trying to ignite old feelings or anything like that, but my comments were flooded with gatekeeper voters who were just such sore winners that it made it so anybody who didn't win, which there were a lot, obviously, there's only two winners in each, male female group. So there were a lot of losers. I don't know if you're aware, but there's a lot of Fire Emblem characters in the series. They're pretty well known for it. Only a couple name repeats too, which is impressive. But the gatekeeper voters were kind of like such sore winners that it made the end of Choose Your Legends 5 so blech. It just felt bad. Like I didn't feel like I could be excited about Gatekeeper winning, because he was like a very unique character, right? Like that is something that doesn't always happen. An NPC getting in, the game because people voted for that to happen. That's not something that happens frequently, right? And I felt like I couldn't celebrate that win, because for the last couple years I haven't had a lot of stake in Choose Your Legends. And I've been fine with that, because, Ike won year 1, and then Micaiah won year 3. And so I have been chill, man. I've just been out here enjoying, the new skills and stuff that come out every year, and the excitement and stuff like that. But last year felt really bad. And I was kind of truthfully dreading Choose Your Legends this year. And I probably wouldn't have covered it as much if I weren't in the middle of this 100-day upload streak. But I was. And I am still. I think February 5th is officially the last day. That's day 100. But yeah, it feels different, and I'm happy to be on Team Tiki. Honestly, all the interactions I've seen on Twitter, all the support for Awakening Tiki, it's been so refreshing, and it hasn't felt toxic, and it hasn't been exhausting, and I like that. I actually liked Choose Your Legends this year. Obviously, the results aren't out yet, but the whole experience of Choose Your Legends 6 feels so very different from last year, and even the year before that. I maintain that the last great Choose Your Legends was Choose Your Legends 3. Like that had the most upsets when it came from like interim to final votes and stuff, and it was wild. And I know I'm talking like Choose Your Legends 6 is over. Obviously it's not yet, but win or lose for Awakening Tiki, I don't care at this point, you know? Like, as far as I'm concerned, it just, if she loses, if she somehow gets bumped into third place or lower, which I don't think will happen. I hope it won't happen. But if it does, you know, it makes my decision of who to vote for next year just all the easier. Because it's getting wrapped up in the spirit of the event has just felt so different, you know? And there hasn't been a bunch of name calling, and Tiki voters specifically are not shaming other people who are voting. I've seen a lot of interactions that say like, "Hey, I hope CYL6 does well," you know, or "I hope Crom wins too," or "I hope Bernadetta, you know, beats out Byleth," or you know, it's just not adversarial comments, which I'm very I'm very proud. I'm talking like I'm owning it, but I'm very proud, particularly of, you know, my followers and my community specifically, because they're conducting themselves in a way that if and when Tiki does win, and I hope that she will, and I think that she will, it's not going to feel bad, because we voted and we campaigned with class. And at the end of the day, you can't fault somebody for that. But it's definitely refreshing compared to last year. And so, I guess ultimately this video is just kind of like a thank you for making Choose Your Legends 6 enjoyable. And I don't know, finding some happiness in it again. I don't even have a lot of stake in Awakening Tiki, honestly. Like, she was my first Fae plus 10. I thought her involvement in Awakening, which was supposed to be the last game in the series, was really interesting, because, like, you know, we started with young Tiki, obviously, tiny Tiki, and in the very first Fire Emblem, and then all these other titles happened, not counting the Shadow Dragon remakes, obviously. And then you get to the very last game, and she's the only character who's made a comeback in a story placement purpose, and she's gotten older, and it's like people have just kind of like forgotten about her. And I don't know, I just kind of resonate with that as someone who, you know, started with Blazing Blade, which was the first one that actually got localized. So I'll say, as someone who kind of like grew up with the series, kind of, that resonates with me. And so for that reason, you know, I can identify with Awakening Tiki and her character and how all of that transgressed. And I like it. I do. So, thank you. I was dreading Choose Your Legends 6. I'm not, obviously, anymore. And it's just really nice to not feel like everything is combative for a change. Last year was rough. Let's not hash up, what happened last year in comments or anything like that. Let's not go back to that dark place. All right. Let's just be happy that this year actually felt a little more inviting and a little more fun. And let's try to keep that spirit moving forward, I think, for as long as Faye exists. Because eventually it will end. And I'd like to think that the community would rather have positive memories than bad when it comes to specifically actions that they had control over. And so I'm hoping that this is a turning point, but probably not. Just waiting for the next Fire Emblem to get released, which will either be this year or next year, probably. But as far as this goes, Choose Your Legend 6 was fun. I enjoyed it. However things shake out, I'm happy for the winners. And yeah, thank you for making it not awful. Anyway, I have reminisced and talked probably enough at this point. If you're still here, thanks for just listening to me ramble about stuff. But yeah, I hope you also had an enjoyable Choose Your Legend 6 the same way that I did. I hope that a lot of new undervalued characters that make it into like the top 80, top 100 this year make it into the game as either special or new heroes, and a lot of TMS support too, which is pretty hype. So win or lose, I think this was good. And I hope you did too. I hope you had a similar experience. So that's it for me for now, for today. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and good luck. So subscribe, come back for more, and until then I will catch you next time.